Doing Company, Doing Group in China. We have our own factory. You can see the video about our factory and our customers. Wait a minute. I'll show you a factory. Yeah, this is a video in a client in South Africa. In South Africa. This is our factory, more than 40,000 square meters. All the equipment, all the details, the configuration about this is all made in our own factory. You can also have a visit because we have many customers from all over the world each day to come to our factory to know more. This is the factory, and because we have different capacities and different kinds of the equipment, so you can come here and to tell us what kind of raw material, what the capacity of your product wanted to have, and what kind of the equipment, the batch type or the fully continuous pyrolysis plant you want to have. Then our manager will give you an introduction in the factory, because we have different kinds of the equipment in our factory of different clients. This is a picture of South Africa. This is a condensing system, and this is, can you see the type? This is the reactor. You can have a look. Later I will show you some pictures in different kinds of continent, and if you want to know some market details about your continent, your regions, you can type in the comment place, and I will show you some pictures or some different information of your country. We have different three type of the pyrolysis equipment. Just as I said, the batch type pyrolysis plant, the semi-continuous pyrolysis plant, and the fully continuous pyrolysis plant. They have different capacities and different efficiency. For example, the batch type, the capacity is from 10 tons to 15 tons, and we also have 12 tons. Most of our clients will choose the 15 tons. It have a big capacity, and one of the strengths of the batch type is almost all the raw material that can be pyrolysis can all use the batch type pyrolysis plant to have the process, because it's just the reactor is an large empty tank, and we can throw all the material, for example, the whole tire, the big whole tire, or the mixed plastic, the oil sludge, or the coal tar residue. This kind of things, or you can put it in the reactor. But if you choose the fully continue, you must have some pre-process about the raw material, some pre-process. For example, you need, if your raw material is a whole tire, you need to process it to the rubber powder. Then you can ensure to have a continuous production for 45 to 60 days without the oxygen run into the reactor. So you need the rubber powder, and we have a material sealed design to ensure there's no air, there's no oxygen in the pyrolysis equipment. So if you have the fully continue, you can ensure you can have that you can run for 45 to 60 days, and you can run 24 hours without stop. But if you have the batch type pyrolysis plant, the capacity is 15 tons, the biggest, and it can run for one batch, one furnace for 1 day. So you can process the most of the 15 tons of the raw material for each day. But if you have most of the quantity is more bigger than 15 tons for each day. For example, you need to process 100 tons, so you can have fuel from 4 or 6 lines. Most of our clients to choose the batch type have the many lines to ensure the quantities, ensure the capacity of each days. And this is the clients in Africa. You can have a look. This is the condensing system. For example, the flue oil product in the reactor, then it will come here. The condensing system have different tube in different condensers, and outside the tube is the cooling water. Then it will have some exchange of the heat. Then the flue oil will condense to oil, and it will temporarily stand here, the storage tank. After the pyrolysis, when the whole work is done, we will pump the oil to the larger tank to sell or to use it as heating energy. This is the reactor. You can see this Egypt client chose a 2-line. It have 2 reactor, and different reactor can process 15 tons. You can have a look. And this is the indoors. The feeding doors, you can feed the tire, plastic, oil sludge. If you have the tire as the raw material and your feeding waste, can use the workers. The man can throw it in the reactor, or use the auto feeders or something else. But if you have the raw material like the oil sludge, you need to feed it by the pump or winch, and for anything else. So our sales manager will know your requirements, know your material, and it will give you different design of the different kinds of equipment. And because we have our own factory, so our engineer, our manager will give you different design to ensure to reach to your requirements. The continent in Nigeria, this client has 3 lines. You can see, and this is the this way to slag the carbon black is a side sludge. We have 3 kinds of ways to slag the residue. For example, the carbon black or the oil sludge. You can slag it in the front door or the outdoor, or you can use the side slag. The advantage of side slag is to have very high efficiency. It will slag 2 times of one roll, and you can see this is an underground design, and we will slag the carbon black in the underground without dust. So it's very, it will have no pollution of the environment of the plant or the environment. So this is the advantage, but we also can choose the feeding doors, to slag, or the outlet door to slag. It all have some advantage or some disadvantage. And if you want to know more about this, our sales manager will give you an introduction. This is the some customers. This is the condensing system. You can see we have two kinds of the condensing system: the tube condensers and the water tank condensers. They have different advantage. For example, this is a tube stand. It is easy for a ferry to shipping to your country. It's very easy to transport, but it have very some difficulties in installation. So you need our engineer to your factory, to your company, to your factory to have an installation. But if you chose the water tank condensing system, you don't need to some well or some installation. You just put it and it can work. But it's much more bigger than the tube tank, so it will have some difficulties than the tube tank in shipping. This is a doing group, and if you have any questions, you can ask. We are the doing company, and we are the manufacturer for the waste to flue oil recycle machine. This is the waste to flue recycling machine, the waste tire with plastic pyrolysis machine. If you have some raw material and you don't know if it can use our equipment to get the flue oil, you can type in the comment place or leave the message to us privately, and we will give you an answer to know for example, if you can get the oil, or what is the oil yield, what is the profit you can get. The oil yield, if your material is the waste tire, and the oil yield can reach to 42 to 45%. And if your raw material is the, for example, the plastic, it will depends on different kinds of the plastic you have. For example, the paper mail waste, the oil, some plastic, the daily waste, or the medical waste, it all have different kinds of raw material. And if your plastic is very pure, the pure PP, PEPS, the oil yield can reach to 90%. And for example, the paper mail waste, if your material is wet, and the yield may be much lower, to 20%. And if it's dry without water in it, you can have a oil yield and reach to 60%. This all due to what is in your raw material. And if you want to know your material have what kind of oil yield, you can send your raw material to our company, and we have a free service to test about the oil yield, to have an experiment to know the oil yield, and we will give you some analysis about the profit, the yield, and some else data we can give you. This is the customers in Africa, and we can show you some other regions. This is the clients in Asia. In our continent, we are in China. There's a customer in Malaysia. Distillation equipment. This is a customer in Vietnam. It shows the tube condensers. This is different continent. You can see the color is different. You can choose the color, the different design. The Pakistan, the Philippines. These are all in installation. Our engineer will help you about the installation. If you want to know if we have our customers in your country or your continent, you can type it, and I will find some pictures or videos of your regions. This is in Kazakhstan, and this clients, we can have an introduction, is very different from other pictures we show. You can see the reactor is much more longer than other reactor. This is a fully continuous pyrolysis plant, and the capacity is 50 tons per day, and we also have the 40 tons, 30 tons per day of the equipment. The capacity is much more bigger than other equipment, and the efficiency, the process efficiency is much more better. We can run for 45 to 60 days without stop, and it can ensure we have we can slag the carbon black, and the reactor have a combustion the raw material and feed the raw material at the same time. We have a sealed design, so we don't need to worry about the discharge to cool down the reactor. Don't worry about the efficiency, and if you have a very high quantity of the raw material, you can choose the fully continuous. This is 50 tons of the waste tire pyrolysis plant, and we have two sections. This will have a high temperature resistant tube. In the middle of it, any questions you have, you can ask. This is our engineer. Our engineer will help you to installation and help you to design the plant at the very beginning of our our communication. And when you run the equipment, if you have any problems, for example, some equipment have the block, you can call our engineer to have some comparing some. Yes, this is a client in India. We can. This design is an underground combustion system. You need an underground. The combustion energy can be the flue oil we possess, is our product, or the natural gas, or the coal, the wood, anything you want to have. This is the some energy, the heating energy you can have. This is a continent in Singapore. This is a distillation design. If you want to purify, or if you want to get a very high quality of the your oil, you can refine it to the diesel, or if you want to refine our flue oil to the diesel, or if you get some engine oil, the waste engine oil, you want to refine it to diesel, we have our equipment, the distillation equipment. And this equipment we can get the diesel, can use at the, for example, the mining machinery, or the agricultural machinery, the ferry, a ship, this kind of places. Okay, we show the our customers in Asia, and later I will show you, for example, in Europe. This is a customer in Italy. You can see this is a unit. This is a pyrolysis equipment unit. This capacity is smaller than other kinds of equipment. This is a unit, and it's very easy to installation. You can just put it, and it can work. The capacity is 1 ton, 2 ton, or 100 kilogram, 500 kilogram. Capacity is much more lower. It can use it privately. Some farmers, for example, in Australia, in America, will choose the unit to get the diesel to use at their agricultural machine. Some farmers or some colleague, some university will have this kind of unit to have some experiment to know the data, this kind of ways. In Italy, if you have any questions, you can ask in the comment place. Or if you want to know more details about the pyrolysis equipment, you can leave your message, your WhatsApp, your email, your telephone, and send a message to us, and our manager will contact with you to have an introduction for you. In Poland, this is 10 tons capacity of the pyrolysis. You can see the Slovak very pretty. And the environment is very environmental friendly. We have the gas purification system to ensure the gas we release is can reach to the standard to different kinds of regions. In Ukraine, this video shows some clients in Europe. And you can see this is a reactor and the feeding doors. This is to receive it. This is a unit, pyrolysis unit. The capacity is 100 kilogram, 500 kilogram, and 1 ton, 2 tons. We have 3 kinds. I will have an introduction for you later. We have 3 kinds of, or you can say 4 kinds of the pyrolysis equipment: the batch type pyrolysis plant, the fully continuous pyrolysis plant, and the semi-continuous pyrolysis plant. Different kinds have different capacities and different advantages, can deal with different kinds of raw materials. And later I will show you one by one. In Russia, our Russian clients have a fully continuous to deal with the waste plastic. Waste plastic. This is the our customers in Europe. Later I will show you in North America. We have our fully continuous pyrolysis plant in America, and some other kinds of this is also America's client have a pyrolysis unit. This is a farmer buy our equipment. Mexico. Almost all the customers have different design, and it will tell our engineer over their requirements. For example, the feeding ways, the raw material, the reactor, the furnace, the condensing system, the purification system. So each clients have different design of the equipment. So we just have our own factory to ensure can reach to all the requirements of our different clients. And if your material is the plastic, for example, it will have a problem that it will have the paraffin or wax in the plastic, and we need to solve this problem. So we have designed the this block design. If you want to know more, most of our clients will ask us about these questions to how to solve the waste, solve the problem that the plastic have the paraffin, or if your material is oil sludge, it will say how to solve the problem that it will block the reactor, block the furnace. It will have the some hold the furnace, how to solve this problem. We'll have some own design, our patent design. If you want to know more, we can give you some certification, some different details. You can leave your requirements and to send a private message to us. Okay, and this is the client in America, in Canada, and other countries, Mexico. Okay, I can show you some other regions in South America. In Brazil, this is a fully continuous. You can see it's very pretty. In Chile, unit, pyrolysis unit, capacity is 500 kilogram. Colombia. You can see the raw material can fit in the feeding doors. You can use the whole tire if you chose the batch type. The whole tire can choose the batch type. You can just throw it in the feeding doors, and you can throw, if you have the 15 tons, you can throw 12 tons or 30 tons for one batch. But if you chose the fully continuous pyrolysis plant, you need to process it, have a pre-process, process it to the rubber powder, or if you have the oil sludge, if you have too much water in it, or the plastic, you have too much water in it, you need to release the water. This is all the pre-process project. Oh, this is different kind of regions in Malaysia, Brazil. Okay, we show you the customers in different regions, and later if you want to know more details about the different equipment, you can leave your requirements, leave your requirements in the comment place. Okay, and this is some information about the company and the raw material and the products we can get. You can see if you have this kind of raw material. We are the Henan Doing Environmental Protection Technology Company. You can see this is our name. We are in China. The Henan is the province name in Henan province. You can come here to visit our factory and equipment and the company. And this is the pyrolysis plant. Our equipment name is a pyrolysis plant. It is a manufactory to produce the waste things to the flue oil. You can see this is the raw material that we can have. The rubber tire, the oil yield is from 35 to 52. The waste plastic oil yield is 30% to 95%, because we have different kinds of plastic. If you have the PP, PS, and the raw material, the pure one, the raw material, the oil yield can reach to 52. But if you have some other plastic For example, the paper mill waste, the medical waste, it will have some other things mixed with the plastic. So the oil yield is random. You can have a test. You can send your raw material to our factory to have a test about the yield or the profit you can get. The oil sludge, you can see the yield is various. It will due to how many water and how many oil it's mixed in the oil sludge or the coal tar oil, the coal tar residue. This is another raw material, the aluminium plastic. The aluminium plastic composite material, you can get not only the flue oil but also the aluminium after the combustion, after the pyrolysis. And the aluminium, the prices of aluminium is much more higher than the plastic oil. You can get the aluminium for the profit. You can see what we can get, the pyrolysis oil, the carbon black, the steel wire, and the syn-gas, the aluminium ingot. This is the different kinds of the equipment our company have. The first one is a new design, fully continuous pyrolysis plant. Why we call this new design? It's just to have this in recent years, and a few of the company in China can have this mature design of the continuous pyrolysis plant. So you can have a look, and you can come to the fully continuous pyrolysis clients, their factory to have a know about the design of this kind of plant. You can see the capacity is 50 tons per day, 20 tons per day, 30 tons per day, 50 tons per day. It can continuous production for 24 hours, and we can run it for 45 to 60 days without stop. And we have a big processing capacity. You can see the biggest one is 50 tons per day, but if you chose the batch type or the fully semi-continuous, capacity is 15 tons or 20 tons. And the fully automatic, we can slag and feed and pyrolysis at the same time. It's all run automatically, and we have the PLC system. So it's very labor saving. I just show this the first one. You can see the picture. I will give an introduction later. The pyrolysis equipment have this kind of system. The feeding system, here is a feeding system, and we will feed the raw material like the tire rubber powder or the plastic block or the oil sludge. In this feeding system, we can use the auto feeder or the oil pump, the winch to feed your different types of the raw material to the pyrolysis reactor. The pyrolysis reactor is much more longer than the batch type. It is 26 meters, and we have two sections. This is the tube. In the middle of the reactor, the temperature resistant tube to have resist about the reactor because it's so much longer, and this will have the combustion system. The heating energy will heat the reactor and to, for example, 200, 300 or 400 degree, all due to your different kinds of raw material. At this high temperature, we will get the oil, the flue oil from it, and the gas. It's not the oil right now, it's the oil gas, and the gas will through the outlet to the condensing system. This is all the condensing system. To condense it, to have a heating exchange with the cooling water, and it will cool down to the oil, cool down to the flue oil. This is one of the most important products we get. And this is the condensing system. We have the buffer chamber, the buffer cooling chamber, and the vertical condensers in the condensing system. The buffer chamber is have two effects. One is to slow down the speed of the flue gas, and the second is can just deposit the mixed residue, the mixed carbon black in the gas to prevent it will block the vertical condensers, because there are some tube in the vertical condensers. And when it's through the buffer chamber, it will through the buffer cooling chamber. It is very similar that with the buffer chamber, but it will have the water cover the condensers, cover the chamber. So we call it cooling chamber. It will cool down the oil to the cool down the gas to the oil, and then it will through 3 vertical condensers. It have the biggest the better condensing effect, and all the oil, all the gas will condense here. This is how we get the oil. And then we also have the carbon black, and it can sell, it can have a deeper process. But how we get the carbon black is from here, the slagging system. Here the slagging system, it can slag the carbon black when the reactor is doing the pyrolysis. This is one of the advantage about the fully continue. But if you have the batch type continue, we need to cool down the reactor at a natural temperature. Then we can discharge the carbon black, or it will have some dangerous. But if you chose the semi-continue or fully continue, we don't need to cool down the reactor, because it will spend hours to have this process. We can just slag at the same time to have a very high heating, have a high process efficiency. This is the water seal device. Water seal device is a safety device to prevent the gas return to the reactor. It will have some dangerous. And this is the odor removal system, because we will have some gas that can't be condensed, and this gas is tail gas or syn-gas, we call it. And the gas, we can put it return to the reactor as a high heating energy. But if you just it will just heat it directly, it will have some bad smell. So it will have some, for example, sulfur dioxide in it. So we need to remove the bad smell. This is all the removal system. This is a patent of our company. Here, later I will show you some pictures about it. It's too small. And we also have the self-righting tower to purify the gas release, because some regions, some countries is very strict about the pollution, the released things, and our company, our equipment can reach to your standard, your criteria of the releasing data. We have different kinds of equipment, and if you can type your regions, you can type your countries you want to have this project, and our manager can give you an introduction about different policies of your countries. It's free quotation, so feel free to leave your message and or contact with us. This is the second one, the semi-continuous pyrolysis plant. The capacity is from 1 tons, 2 tons to 15 tons, 20 tons. We can get 3 furnaces for 2 days. The efficiency is for 3 furnaces for 2 days, and the batch type we can run it for 45 to 60 days without stop, and each day we can process 50 tons. The advantage, some automatic feeding, same as the fully continue, high efficiency, 3 furnaces for 2 days. You don't need to cool down the reactor and discharge the carbon black. You can pyrolyze and discharge at the same time. At very high heating, at very high temperature, you can slag it. Energy saving, just we can use the syn-gas to be the burner. Good performance. It have a very all the equipment we have a very high quality, and you can come to our factory to have a visit, and you can have a comparison of different kinds of factory and company, and know more details of different equipment of different company. Okay, so just as I say, your free quotation. The quotation, if you want to know the prices, it's not very convenient to say it in this live stream. So you can contact with the sales manager, and we can give you the quotation, give you the details, some data, some pictures, videos of our clients, or some different policies in your countries. This is a batch type pyrolysis plant. The capacity you can see, most of our clients chose the 12 tons or 15 tons because if your material is the tire, the whole tire is very heavy, and if you chose the biggest capacity 20 tons, it will have influence about the ground. The resistant work must be done very well. So you can see this is a picture of our client. It shows 6 lines because the quality of this raw material is very large, and it will choose many lines. This is a feeding doors, and outside is condensing system. This yellow tube it will throw the gas, the waste gas, and it will release after it throws the desulfurizing tower. You can see this is the 3D pictures. Any questions, you can contact with me. The batch type, we can have 1 furnace of each day. For example, if you have the tire, you can process 15 tons of the tire, and if you have 10 tons, of the tire, you can get 400 kilograms of the oil if the oil yield is 40%. The tire, the oil yield is almost 40 or 45%. This is oil yield. You can see this is the auto feeder, the pyrolysis reactor, and the buffer tank to slow down the speed and deposit the carbon black. And this is the condensing system. We have 7 condensers, and if you chose the condensing system, the tube condensers, the first 2 condensers is a vertical condensers. It will have 4 tubes in it. And the second one is the oil water separator. It also the condensers can cool the oil. And the second effect it have is to prevent it to the prevent the syn-gas and the flue gas return to the reactor. It's a safety device. And the second effect, it can purify. It can clean the flue gas because it will have some water in it. And the third condensers is the horizontal condensers. The horizontal condensers, each of it have 37 tubes in it, so it have the biggest effect, and it can condense most of the oil, most of the flue gas in it. And first one is the vertical condensing tower, to ensure all of the flue gas are condensed to the oil. You can see vertical condensers here and the oil water separator, and this is, you can see the horizontal condensers. We have 2 horizontal condensers and 2 vertical condensers. This is the tail gas cleaning or the removal system. At the same effect as as a fully continue, it will purify the sulfur dioxide in it, some other things to prevent it will have a bad smell when we just burn it. The unit, the pyrolysis plant unit, there are also some pictures in this video just now. The units will choose it for experiment or get some oil to use it privately. Capacity 100 kilogram, 500 kilogram. The advantage is free installation. You just don't need our engineer to installate it. You can just put it and it can run very well, and it cost saving. You can use it by your own, or some few of the people can use it, and easy handling and test available. Some final products and applications. If you want, the raw material is gas, the tire, you can get the flue oil and the carbon black and the steel wire. Here is the flue oil. You can get the syn-gas also, and the carbon black and the steel wire. The flue gas has you can use at the blower heating or heavy oil generator, or burn it at the cement factory, glass factory, bricks factory, and so on. Or you can have refining it to diesel. The diesel can use a mining manufactory, some agricultural machine, ferry boat, this kind of places. Syn-gas or the tail gas, we can just use it at the same time with the pyrolysis at the heat the reactor, or burning. Aluminium ingot. If your material is the aluminium plastic, you can use it. This aluminium ingot can use at industrial manufacturing or sell it directly. Carbon black, refining it to the rubber or the paint. We paint it or just burn it. It's very high heating energy, 7,000 up to 7,000 kcal. Steel wire can sold as scrap or remelt it. This is a profit analysis. You can have a look. This is based on the internet or the feedback of our customers, so you can contact to us to know more detailed listed analysis and customers' pyrolysis plant. So our this live stream will end in 5 minutes. So anything you want to know more, you can just contact me directly. This is a profit because, but we have the market and the costs and the income is different in different countries. This is some of the customers in America, and because the regions is different, the market is different. So, if you want to know the profit of your country, you can leave your message to us, and our manager will give you some details about your market. Due to the feedback of the different kinds of continents. So feel free to contact us. We will give you some quotation. If you want to know the prices of our equipment, different type is different due to the configuration and the capacity and the different type, because we have 3 kinds of equipment. The capacity is different, the configuration is different. If you want to know the quotation, you can type your requirements. For example, your material, the capacity you want to have, the machine you want to have, and our customers will give you a quotation, to have some prices analysis for you. This is some equipment advantages. For example, some pressure resistant. You can have a comparison with different company and to know their details of the equipment, details of the process, and you can know whether you chose this company. For example, the welding. You can see the welding, how it weld, and is it good for the resistance of pressure. And our welding is the machine weld, the 3-step welding process, and the standard of our reactor is reached to the pressure tank criteria. For materials installation cover, the installation cover, we have the reactor, the furnace, and outside it is installation cover. It have first one is to protect the heating energy, protect to save the cost of your fluid energy, and the second effect is to protect the safety of the workers. And the third effect, it will prevent the release of the gas, release of the burning gas. So it's very environmental protection, very safe, and save all the labor and energy. You can see the multiple fire protection test, guarantee quality control. Carbon black with transfer system, because one of the pollution of the plant is the carbon black. It will have the dust. So we have the sealed system. It's underground. It's no dust and very clean. Some other, for example, the purification system and the cleaning system to have a guarantee of to reach to the standards of the release. Some other details, you can just contact with us. Let's say it again. We are the Doing Company, and we are in China. We have 3 types. The batch type, fully continuous and semi-continuous pyrolysis plant have different capacity, different advantages, and our name of it is the Henan Doing Environmental Protection Technology Company. You are welcome to our company and factory to have a visit. The more details, and thank you for your watching today. This is the doing for the manufacturer of the waste to flow recycling machine. Welcome to Contact with us. So this is today's live show, live stream. Thank you for your watching. And goodbye. And this is today's live show. Have a nice day today. Goodbye.